From architecture to painting and sculpture, literature to live music and theater. Radio 111 presents Bonnie G and Brian Mendoza with The Desert Scene, your connection to culture and entertainment in the desert cities. Here's Bonnie and Brian.
And welcome to The Desert Scene. I'm here with my producer and partner in crime, Brian Mendoza, who keeps things running here. We're really excited to welcome back to our show. He's been here. We've talked to him many times. The fabulous Robbie Wayne, who's the artistic director at Desert Rose Playhouse. And they have a really fun sort of double feature show coming up next on June 1st. Hey, Robbie, how are you? Hey, Robbie, are you there?
I am.
Oh, there you go. Okay. So tell us about this. This is really interesting. So we got kind of a double feature thing going on. So tell us about it.
Yeah. So what happened was we had scheduled two different shows of a Mae West plays, and one was Sex. That back in 1927, she wrote a bunch of plays under the pen name of Jane Mast. And so one of them was called Sex, and it ran on Broadway for a while. But because it promoted prostitution in the eyes of the law there, they ended up putting her in jail for it. So we had that one set up, and then we had The Drag, which it was banned because it had homosexual content. So all of her stuff was very controversial. Mm-hmm. But in any case, we had them both scheduled to run, and we ended up having one of our leads come down with COVID the week prior to opening. So we had to postpone, and we're like, well, what are we going to do? Because our schedule was already so full. So we decided, since the plays were short enough, that we would do a double feature. So we're starting off with one. It runs for about an hour, and then we have an intermission, and then we do the next one.
Okay. Sounds good. Now, this is Mae West was quite a character. Do you know how long she stayed in jail for that offense?
10 days. Yep, she had to go for 10 days. She showed up in a white limousine, in a white long negligee outfit, in a white fur coat. And she said, "Okay, boys, I'm here."
I love it.
She walked into the show.
That's fabulous.
Yeah.
So,
is.
Now, are you directing both of these?
I am. Yes, I am. And we've got a lot of different elements that we've placed into this show. It's probably one of the most ambitious projects that we've ever done at the Desert Rose. And
what makes it so?
Well, there's a lot of surprises that I don't want to spoil for people, but let's just say that just the stylization of the shows themselves and a lot of the things that we have come up with in terms of on stage, what you're going to see on stage is a lot of things that you may not be able to see because they're very difficult to stage. So there's elements in the show. I do not want to give it away, but all I know, I want to say that it's something that you definitely won't see everything or anything like this, on a regular basis, especially in community theater.
Okay. Now, these days, so this was the original Sex. Was that what year was that went on stage? 1920 something.
It was in the late 20s, early 30s. It was written in 1927.
Okay, so by today's standards,
Mm-hmm.
Is it still risque at all? Would you say?
Actually, it's just exactly what someone would have written it yesterday.
Really?
All of the themes, all of the subject matter, her points of view, the struggles of the prostitutes and the struggles of because she humanizes these people, mm-hmm. and she shows the other side of life for a lot of people, and so it's as if it was written yesterday. All of the subject matter is very relevant, which in a way is fascinating, but in another way it's frustrating.
Yes.
in a way, because it is still the same things going on 100 years later.
Right. And how big a cast do you have for these two shows?
Oh man, it's a huge cast.
Really?
May like to give everybody a little bit of stage time, so
mm-hmm.
we had to we have 14 on our cast.
Okay,
and then there's a few extras. We even had to bring a few people in from the crew for certain scenes to be mm-hmm. able to pull it off. Mm-hmm. So at any given time, you could see 14 to 16 people on stage at once.
Now, did she appear in both of these originally?
She did not appear
mm-hmm.
in The Drag.
Okay.
But she wrote a part for herself because The Drag got banned, so mm-hmm. she didn't get to appear in that.
Okay.
But in Sex, she wrote the lead role for herself. And of course, it's really cute because in the play, she's the most beautiful woman in the world.
Of course.
And all the men want her, and Mae West played that role. So she plays the lead role in Sex, but it's Mae West playing a character. So what we tried to do was give this character a bit of a Mae West essence.
Yes.
But she's not like a caricature of Mae West because she is playing a different character.
Okay, gotcha. Now, are these two plays? Are these two something that you've kind of had on the back burner that you've wanted to do for a while?
Well, to be honest with you, ever since COVID, the licensing for plays has been very, very expensive.
Yeah.
And the licensing companies are just overwhelmed with requests now that people are coming back in, and everybody hits them all at once. So the royalty fees are very, very high. And so when we were coming out of COVID, we were looking for some things that may not cost as much just to even produce or to get the rights to do. So I was looking around, and I had seen and known about these plays for a very long time, and I thought, well, I just wonder. And it's funny because I looked, and the state went defunct last year. So it is now public domain. So anyone can do these plays right now, but they had been held back by her estate. They did not want anyone to produce these plays because I guess they still just didn't want the stigma of thinking of how open-minded Mae actually was.
Wow. Isn't that funny? After all this time, they would still worry about that. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, and just this past year, they became public domain. So we said, you know what, let's do it. So we took both of these. She has 7, actually.
Yeah. Yeah. So let's talk about the Playhouse in general. For anyone who has not been to the Desert Rose Playhouse, you really, really should check it out. First of all, they do wonderful, wonderful stuff. It is the only official LGBTQ theater in town. So, some things have pushed the envelope a little bit. We'll just say that right up front. But really great stuff. And what you've done to the building. So tell people real quick the story of how you ended up in this building.
Well, when COVID hit, we were in a very small black box theater in Rancho Mirage, and we had 8-foot ceilings. We didn't even have a curtain for the stage. It was just a small room. And we, when COVID hit, everyone had to shut down. We were one of the very first ones to shut down. And after about two months, we realized that this wasn't just going to be a quick thing, and it was going to have to be something that we were going to be living with for a while. So we decided that, we needed to just kind of gather all of our things and put it in storage and see how long this was going to last. And we were going to give up our space. So in the middle of doing that, Matthew and I were out doing one of our sanity drives. We'd just go out and drive. And we saw the For Lease sign up in the window at the old Zelda's nightclub in downtown Palm Springs. And we thought, wow, he had been in here before, and he's like, that would make a fantastic theater. And so we were like, but there's no way we can do it. I mean, it's ridiculous to even think that we would be able to, pull this off in the middle of, the COVID shutdown. So we said, let's just see what happens. We walked into the building, and it was like it had been closed the night before, but it had actually been closed for about a year and a half, 2 years. Yeah. So we walked in, everything was here, all the glassware,
the
all
booze
the stuff,
was also there. Yeah.
The liquor.
Yeah.
The liquor was still on the wall. It was literally like you could just open up that night if you wanted to. So we took a video and we put it online, and we told the community, we said, we have no money left. The COVID has wiped us out. Yeah. And if you want this to happen, if this is something you're interested in for us to try to pull off, then we're going to need your help. And so I told everyone, if it's up to you. Right. And so we put the video out there, and within 5 days, we had enough money to sign the lease, put down a deposit. The landlord was generous enough to give us several months free rent while we transformed the building. And that's what Matthew and I and a couple of other people did over the COVID shutdown, was come in here every day. We worked in shifts to where we weren't around each other, and we tore this place apart, cleaned it up, and put it back together in a theater. And it looks it's just fabulous what you guys have done. And it's so great because it's a nice large space and wonderful stage with the court. And of course, there's the bar on the side so people can get before the show and during intermission. There's a bar right there. You can get your drinks and some great regular seating, and then some high tops, and then there's some lovely couches, some leather couches in the back. So there's all kinds of seating options. And it's just now, while we're talking about that, let's do a little pitch now. You could still use a little help, I understand, right now, as far as Kim rolling. Yeah, since we came back from COVID, it's been very difficult to really get solid legs underneath us. With all of the expenses that we gained with the new facility, which is about 4 times more than what we were paying for everything from air conditioning to lighting to staff to rent to everything. We quadrupled our expenses, but because of COVID, we only got to add 40 seats.
Right.
So the place, because we can't put people too close.
Right.
So we gained 40 seats, and then all of our donations and things that were coming in on a regular basis at the old location, they just piddled out literally to almost nothing. And for about a year, we've gone without a real solid donation,
base.
income.
Yeah.
And a base. And a lot of the grants that are available, everyone's going for.
Right.
Everyone's in the same boat. So yes, every day is a struggle. Every day is, it's from day to day right now. So we've been pushing lately, just letting everyone know that we still need a lot of help to survive until we really get ourselves together.
Rolling,
And by law, we have to have a third of our any kind of revenue has to be a third of that has to be by donations for us to keep our 501c3.
Right. So how can people help right now if they wanted to help? What should they do?
So many ways. I mean, one, of course, is just a donation. They're all tax deductible, and you can do that straight through our website. Other ways that people can help is we have season subscriptions now where you can buy your pass for a certain amount of shows, and they're at a discounted rate, and then you get to pick over the next year which shows you would like to go see.
Okay.
We also have a sustaining donor where it's as little as $10 a month to for people to just give that, and that way we can have something always coming in to have a base every month, so that helps a lot. Volunteering helps us tremendously because we don't have to pay to have people come in to help us do little things and help us run these shows and things like that. So we just relied on the community for basically everything because we've always said this is the community's theater and not just a community theater.
All right. So
it's everyone's home.
So Desert Rose Playhouse can use your help, and also check out these shows. It opens June 1st, Drag, double feature Drag and Sex, both written by Mae West. For tickets, they can go to desertroseplayhouse.org, or what's the phone number?
760-202-3000.
202-3000. All right, Mae West. I can't wait to see these. Drag and Sex, Mae West. Robbie Wayne, thank you so much and congratulations. I know you guys have worked so hard and you've really made this a great space and put on some great stuff. So continued success. And I'm hoping some people decide today to buy a bunch of tickets and donate. Both.
That would be fabulous. Thank you so much, Bonnie.
You're most welcome. All right, Robbie Wayne, Artistic Director, Desert Rose Playhouse. Go see Drag and Sex, Mae West, starting June 1st. And we'll see you next time on The Desert Scene.